from the beginning, know your purpose, know who you are, which leads into knowing what your brand is, what you want to become. How do you market what you want to become to your people, who you're doing work for, and how you communicate that it's the whole entire process from the beginning to the end of handing over the keys to the client.
All right, hey Rex, welcome to the Contractor Coalition. You're from Arizona, you know Brad, you work together on some homes down there.
Yep.
And we're excited to have you, got to meet you here the last couple days. What's your takeaway as one of Brad's key partners on the homes that he builds? You're seeing it kind of behind the scenes of how builders operate their business. What are you observing?
I think I didn't realize, I know just from doing Brad's projects, all the pre-construction that goes on. I'm talking to his coordinators and his supers when it gets to that phase, but before the project begins, there's so much planning, and I didn't even realize that before it even gets to me, there's so much planning. Like, that planning phase is so deep, and it makes sense why the projects go off as flawlessly as they can, given its construction, but it's cool to see behind the scenes on all that.
Yeah, a lot of prep work. I think yesterday we talked about the pull plan, and you've been, I would assume, part of these.
Sure.
From a trade partner standpoint.
Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit for those that don't understand what a pull plan is and your point of view, how it adds value to your business?
Sure. I think that the benefit for me, so the pull plan is he wants all of the trades to be able to be on the same page with each other, as far as timeline, as far as scope of work, and to be clear on exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it, so we can all progress and help each other throughout the entire project. And so it's not even just one planning phase for me, and with what Brad's doing is after we set the plan, we're getting calls from the supers regularly saying, hey, this is the progress of the plan. If something's changed in the timeline, they let us know. If something needs to be shifted in the scope, they let us know well ahead of time. It's not like, hey, next week we need you in here. We know weeks in advance, months in advance, when we're supposed to be on site, and I think it helps everything go a little more smooth. It's
funny when you hear someone talk about it, hey, get all your partners that are working on a house in the same room together and talk it out. It seems logical. The majority of people don't do it. And so we're building a spec home right now in Minnesota called Misahus, and we just did a HVAC only, like a mechanical, rough-in only pull plan. So we had our plumber, HVAC, AV, and we sat down and we just went through it. And a lot of it is us just letting them talk. Like, I'm not an expert in each one of those fields. I'm as a facilitator. And as builders, we can build a better, we always talk about communication to our clients, of course, but really we also need to help all of our trades. It's a family. If we are, what can we do to make your job, more successful and easier? But it really starts with us asking and communicating.
100%. And what you said is spot on. Getting all the trades to communicate together. One of the things Brad mentioned is that we all exchange phone numbers and get on the same page with each other. Like, for me, it's the electricians that are like my main person that I'm having to communicate with and be on the same page as far as lighting. Hey, where are the lighting panels going to be? What's the lighting schedule? And we get that all dialed down. While I've been here at this coalition, I've been getting calls from electricians on Brad's sites giving me updates about how they've been progressing, when it's going to be ready for me, when I can expect to get my people in there. Because, it makes sense. You come up to errors in the project and they have to adjust and pivot, but they communicate it with me directly.
Are there any things that you'll be able to add to how you run your business based on how builders are operating theirs?
Absolutely. Just in there today, I was thinking, okay, there's so many a lot of room for improvement as far as just communication with my own clients. Like, the way you guys break down the entire process to your clients and explain to them who's going to be in charge of what, who they can expect to email, who they're going to be getting a response from, the quick response. It's all stuff that I'm, thinking to myself, oh, I can level up on that. I can do better on that. I can be more clear with my client on this. And I found lots of room for improvement. I'm so glad I'm here.
Yeah. If you were to describe the event to another builder, how would you describe this event?
Inspirational. Like, if I was going to put it in one word, I think across all areas of business we've hit, because I'm not a home builder, I'm just one of the subcontractors in the build. But as far as business goes, they've touched on everything. They've explained how, from the beginning, know your purpose, know who you are, which leads into knowing what your brand is, what you want to become, and how do you market what you want to become to your people who you're doing work for, and how you communicate that to, it's the whole entire process from the beginning to the end of handing over the keys to the client, or for me, turning over the system to my client. And I've learned so much, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I got lots of plans for when I go home, and I'm grateful that this thing exists to be here.
Awesome. Appreciate your support. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
If you're interested in attending the Contractor Coalition in the future, please head to contractorcoalitionsummit.com or follow us on Instagram to find out more.